Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to a new video of Cambridge IELTS, and today's video is about the Cambridge IELTS reading, and question type is IELTS Reading Summary Completion. Today we are going to solve from question number 1 to 6 from Cambridge IELTS book 17 reading test 1. But before I start the video, I request you to like the video, subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for the notifications of upcoming videos. In this video, I am going to give you some tips, and with the help of those tips, you can very easily complete the IELTS reading summary. So let's start. Tip number 1. Read the title of the passage and try to imagine what will be in the reading passage. For example, if the title of the passage is the development of the London Underground Railway, so you can guess that the whole text in the reading passage will be about the development of railway underground. Tip number 2, there is no need to read the whole text in the passage or even the whole text in the summary. You need to scan the summary questions and try to get the main idea. Tip number 3, mark the keywords in the summary and try to find the similar meaning words or those keywords in the reading passage. In this way, you will be able to solve the summary questions very easily. Tip number 4, learn the synonyms and paraphrases. If you have good grip on synonyms and paraphrases, you will be able to get a good band score in IELTS reading. Because the words you will read in these summary questions, they will be not exactly the same in the reading passage. In the reading passage, you will find the synonyms or similar meaning words of those words which you have read in the summary. Without learning the synonyms and paraphrases, you will not be able to get a good band score in IELTS reading test. Tip number 5, use the imaginary. When you will read the questions in the IELTS reading summary, you will imagine some answers of those questions. After imagining the answers, you go straight to the reading passage and try to find the exact answers into the reading passage. And if you have a good knowledge of English language and your imaginary power is very strong, believe me, 90% the answers you have imagined will be right. Last but not the least, tip number 6. You need to focus on those words which are before the blanks in IELTS reading summary. The words which are before the blanks in IELTS reading summary will play a very important role in getting the right answers. If you have a good focus on those words, believe me, your answers in the reading passage will be exactly after those words. So let's start our today's test. First of all, we should read the title of the passage, and the title is the development of the London Underground Railway. It means that passage 1 of reading test 1 is related to the underground railway developments. And by the way, you may read the word tube for the underground railway into the reading passage. Then there is no need to read the text in the reading passage. We have to go straight to the question section. Question number 1 to 6. Complete the notes below. Choose one word only from the reading passage for each answer. It means if we write more than one word, then our answer will be considered wrong. Write your answers in boxes 1 to 6 in your answer sheet. And the title of today's summary is the London Underground Railway. And if we look at very carefully, we can see the first heading, that is the problem. It means for the question number 1, we have to find a problem, or the question number 1 is related to any problem. Let's read the question number 1. The question number 1, blank of London increased rapidly between 1800 and 1850. First of all, we can see the article the in the start, and then there is a blank. It means that our answer is a proper noun, and that specific thing, our problem, increased rapidly between 1800 and 1850. So we have to find something that increased in London between 1800 and 1850, And our most favorite answer is population, pollution, or something like that. And the keywords are the London increased rapidly, 1800 and 1850. We have to be careful that in the reading passage, the numbers of the years may be written as they are written in the summary, or there may be a hint that may refer to 1800 and 1850. 1850 is the first half of 1800s. So let's go to the reading passage to find the answer of question number 1. In the first half of the 1800s, so this is the main clue because the first half means 1800 to 1850. And this is the keyword in the passage and also in the first question of the summary. London's population grew at an astonishing rate. So here we have found our answer, and our answer is population. Because increasing population is a problem and grew at an astonishing rate means increased rapidly. So we can write population in the first blank. The population of London increased rapidly between 1800 and 1850. The streets were full of horse-drawn vehicles. There is no need to focus on it. Move further. And next heading is the proposed solution. It means that question number 2, 3, 4 and 5 are related to the proposed solutions. Proposed solution means the solutions which are suggested. And the statement is Charles Pearson, a solicitor, suggested building an underground railway. So this is the suggestion or the proposed solution of the Charles Pearson, that we should build an underground railway. We cannot ignore this statement in the summary, although there is no blank given in this statement. Charles Pearson is the keyword who suggested to build an underground railway. So it may be possible that our questions 2, 3, 4 and 5 may be related to Charles Pearson's suggestions. So don't ignore this statement. Building the railway would make it possible to move people to better housing in the question number 2 blank. Before the blank, the article the is written, so our answer may be a proper noun. And secondly, our answer is a place. Because in the question we have read that building the railway would make it possible. It means that if we build the railway, it would become possible. And what will become possible? We read further. To move people to better housing. It means that it is possible to move people to better housing areas. So we can say that right now the people are living in undeveloped areas. And by building the railway, it would become possible to move the people from undeveloped areas to better housing areas. So our expected answer is a place, and secondly, that place is not worth living, or it is not possible to live there. And the keywords are building the railway, move the people, and the article the. And one easy solution for question number 2 is that our answer may be in the passage after the article the. So we have to focus in the reading passage on that. So first of all, we have to find Charles Pearson into the reading passage. In the second paragraph, amongst the most vocal advocates for a solution to London's traffic problems was Charles Pearson. So here we have found Charles Pearson, who is already mentioned in the reading summary. Read further. Who worked as a solicitor for the City of London. He saw both social and economic advantages in building an underground railway that would link the overground railway stations together and clear the London slums at the same time. It means that Charles Pearson said that if we build the underground railway, we will get social and economic advantages. And secondly, we can link the overground railway stations. Thirdly, we can clear the London slums. It means that we can decrease the flow of people in London streets or backward areas. Let's read further. His idea was to relocate the poor workers who lived in the inner city slums to newly constructed suburbs. So in this sentence, relocate the poor workers is the keyword. By relocate, we mean move, and in the question we have read it is possible to move people. And newly constructed suburbs are the similar meaning words to better housing. Better housing is already written in the summary. And the words which are not given into the summary question number 2 are the inner city slums. And if you remember, I have said that before the question number 2, the article D is written and our answer in the reading passage will be after the article D. So here we can see that after the article D, inner city slums is written. We can write only one word, so our right answer is slums. Slums means streets or undeveloped areas. Next is a number of question number 3 blank agreed with person's idea. Keywords are a number of, agreed, and person's idea. So the hint for the question number 3 is that our answer is people. So our exact answer is not people, but it may be members, solicitors, parliamentarians, politicians, businessmen, or something like that. Let's go to the reading passage to find the answer of question number 3. In the 6th line of the paragraph 2, we can read that person's idea, this is the keyword. Person's idea gain much support. Gain much support is the keyword which is similar meaning word to agreed with in the question number 3. Among some businessmen. So businessman is the right answer for the question number 3. So the full sentence is person's idea gained support among some businessmen, and in 1851 he submitted a plan to parliament. So a number of businessmen agreed with person's idea, and the right answer for the question number 3 is businessman. Next is a company initially had problems getting the question number 4 blank needed for the project. A company is the keyword, so we must imagine what may be the synonyms of a company. And a company is a singular word, it means company, not companies. So in the reading passage we have to find a company. For a company there may be a word like organization in the reading passage, or there may be a word like factory in the reading passage. Problems is the keyword because the company faced problems in getting something in the start for the project. So for a project, what do we need? First option is money or fund. Second option is material. Third option is manpower. So these are our expected answers. Let's try to find the answer for question number 4. In the third paragraph of reading passage 1, line 4, the organization had difficulty in raising the funding for such a radical and expensive scheme. Organization is the keyword in the paragraph, which is a similar meaning word to company. Difficulty is similar meaning word to problems. Radical and expensive scheme is the similar meaning word to project. Right now we have only one word left in the reading passage, that is funding, which is not available in the question number 4. So we can write the word funding as the answer of question number 4. So a company initially had problems getting the funding needed for the project. Next is negative articles about the project appeared in the question number 5 blank. Negative articles is the keyword. By articles we mean columns written by the writers, and articles can appear in print media. So our expected answers are newspapers, press, or something like that. So we have to find a type of media in which the negative articles appeared against the project. If we read the same line of the paragraph 3, the organization had difficulty in raising the funding for such a radical and expensive scheme, not least because of the critical articles printed by the press. Critical articles is the similar meaning word to negative articles in the question number 5. Where did the critical articles were printed? So according to the text in the reading passage, critical articles were printed by the press. So the right answer for the question number 5 is press. So negative articles about the project appeared in the press. Next heading in the summary is the construction. It means that our next 3 points in the summary are related to the construction, and we have to find the answer for the question number 6. First point is the chosen route
did not require many buildings to be pulled down. Second point is the cut and cover method was used to construct the tunnels. We cannot ignore these 2 points in finding the answer of question number 6. Third point is with the completion of the brick arch, the tunnel was covered with question number 6 blank. Completion of brick arch and tunnel was covered are the keywords, and we have to find something that covers the tunnel, and our answer is definitely some material. In the reading passage 4, we can read in the third line. The chosen route ran beneath exiting main roads to minimize the expense of demolishing building. Chosen route is the keyword, and it is also written in the first point. It means that the route which was chosen for the underground did not require many buildings to demolish, and demolish is the similar meaning word to pull down. Then the second point is the cut and cover method was used to construct the tunnels. Now we have to find the cut and cover method in the reading passage, and if we read further, originally scheduled to be completed in 21 months. The construction of the underground line took 3 years. It was built just below street level using a technique known as cut and cover. So we have found the cut and cover method. It means that we are about to find the answer of the question number 6. And the question number 6 is with the completion of the brick arch, the tunnel was covered with question number 6 blank. We have to find some material which helped in covering the tunnel. A trench about 10 meters wide and 6 meters deep was dug, and the sides temporarily held up with timber beams. Brick walls were constructed, and finally a brick arch was added to complete a tunnel. Brick arch is the key word, which is also written in the question number 6. A 2-meter deep layer of soil was laid on the top of the tunnel and the road was rebuilt. This is the key sentence. A 2 meters deep layer of soil was laid on the top of the tunnel. It means a 2-meter deep layer of soil covered the tunnel. And the question number 6 is the tunnel was covered. So the tunnel was covered with soil. So soil is the right answer for the question number 6. With the completion of the brick arch, the tunnel was covered with soil.